everybody. Welcome to the Talking Pools podcast. I am Paulette, the scary scarecrow. And
Paulette, thank God you're here. I have a quick question for you.
oh God, what?
I have a question. I'm glad you're here to clean my pool. I was waiting for you. I have a quick question.
God.
So I have my printout from Leslie's.
Fired.
And,
Fired.
I brought see my printout. So it says that I should be doing a whole bunch of things that it seems like you're not doing. Also, see my skimmer basket. If you're not watching us, I'm Andrea. Hey everyone. This is the Talking Pools show on Tuesday. And
the horror Halloween show.
This is our Halloween episode, and I am I'm a horrifying customer right now. That's my costume. I'm a horrifying homeowner because I have my Leslie's printout and I have my skimmer basket that's filled with magic erasers and tabs. And also,
what is it?
It's a copper pipe in a prescription bottle. I'm the most terrifying homeowner ever because I have all of these things in my skimmer basket. Anyway, happy Halloween!
Yay!
That was my costume. That was my whole joke.
I gotcha.
You look cute, though.
Oh, thank you.
Happy Halloween.
You too, thanks.
Ooh, I'm wearing my reading glasses. Let me just lift those up. So happy Halloween. How's it going? What'd you do today? Yesterday, tomorrow?
I did lots of shit at my house, and tomorrow I'll be working. Today I was working. You know, all that good stuff. Oh, I did have a little mishap with my trailer. So Friday I kept smelling like burning rubber or something every time I would get out to clean the pool. And I took it to my mechanic and I'm like, hey, what's going on with my trailer?
Burning rubber?
Yeah, like it wasn't burning feathers. It was burning rubber. So
burning feathers? What?
So it's a movie. It's a movie quote.
Oh, I was like, I don't get the reference. I was like, what'd you do?
So,
where have you been driving?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I drive away, get 10 minutes down the road. My tire completely shreds on my trailer. And I'm like, God dang it. So I call it. He sent this guy out. They changed my tire. I had a spare, changed my tire for me. And then that was on Friday. So I finished my shit. I go home and I'm like, I'll look at this over the weekend. Well, I was doing other stuff to my house, so I never looked at it. So this morning I get up, I go to work, I'm smelling burning again. I'm like, oh fuck. So I make a left-hand turn or right turn, whatever. And I hear like squeaking noises. I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on? So I go home, I smell the burning again, and I call him, and I'm like, hey, something's up with this tire. So I ditch my trailer, I threw my Riptide on the back of my truck, I grabbed my big bucket of trichlor and a pole.
Like literally threw it?
Well, you know, not really. Actually I did because I've been fumigated all fucking day from those fumes.
Oh my God.
I know. So anyways, it was kind of nice not using a trailer today because I was able to zip around everywhere. But anyways, what had happened was I have a pool mule. Can I say that?
Right.
Yeah. So I took it back to my mechanic and I'm like, I'm telling you, there's something wrong. I can see all this like black stuff on the inside of the tire up on the trailer. What's that called? The spring. So he's like, they're looking at it and he touches it and it's shredded rubber from the tire. So there's two guys looking at it and they go, on that, maybe the tire's loose. Well, when he pushed on the trailer, it just completely moved. So what it was all the bolts that were holding it down to the frame were completely gone. Like they were broken off, they were gone, they were whatever. There was nothing holding that little fiberglass pool down the frame. So every time I would turn, it would
shift.
And it would shift and then shred the tire. So both of my tires were shredded. So anyways, they're fixing that for me.
Is that from, wow, that's crazy. So is that from like chlorine or acid or something leaking?
I don't know. I don't know if like the bolts were pretty rusted. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, I would think that the trailer is galvanized. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they're meant they're legitimately built and meant for pool use, for pool chemicals and use and shit. So
do that.
I don't know if I've heard of that happening. Maybe you just got some kind of defect or something.
I was telling a friend, and he said that he's heard of that happening before on those particular trailers.
Oh.
So I didn't know that. So anyways, it's getting fixed. And so tomorrow I will be with my riptide on the back of my truck and a bucket of trichlor and a pole. And that's all I'm doing because I'm not putting chems. I'm not putting chlorine or anything in my truck.
Okay.
All right. That was my my Halloween scary story.
That is definitely horrific. That is a horror story for sure, because what if that bitch slid off and all your shit's in the middle of the road? You could have hit somebody. You could have, and then you look like just a total jackass in the middle of the road. Oh my God, what a nightmare.
Yeah, it was not fun. So
well, that sucks.
Yeah, but it'll be fixed tomorrow, so that's the good news.
That is definitely good news.
Make your voice heard. Join the Council for the Model Aquatic Health Code. Lend your expertise to the MAC, science-based guidance from the CDC, and the only all-inclusive national pool code that addresses current aquatic issues. Learn more at cmac.org. That's cmahc.org.
It was Halloween, and the pool service professional, Hank the Tank, aptly named for his broad shoulders and big heart and bigger sense of self-preservation, was handed the ultimate Halloween nightwear job. Agreeing to clean on a forgotten estate. The call came from an ancient woman named Mrs. Bramford, whose raspy voice over the phone suggested she'd been pickled in chlorine since the last Nixon administration. The pool had been untouched for over a year, and her cryptic words still echoed in Hank's mind. Get it clean, dearie, but beware. The waters remember. As he pulled up to the mansion, the front gate cracked on its own, like it knew Hank was the poor sucker who'd been sacrificing his soul to maintenance the pool that day. No gate remote, no buzzer, just a creepy old lady standing on the porch with eyes that followed Hank no matter where he walked, almost like a floating pool light with a soul. The pool, or Swamp of Mordor, as he immediately dubbed it, was sickly green with floating islands of algae that seemed to congeal into shapes. A face here, a bony hand there. The smell was something between a wet dog and Satan's gym socks. Hank pulled on his gloves, muttering, "I'll turn this thing blue or die trying," and barely knew how right he was. The first shock went into the water, followed by a flourish of algicide, and that's when the first eerie laugh echoed across the yard. Ha ha! Hank turned around, gripping his pole net like a baseball bat, ready to smack any delinquent teenagers sneaking around for a Halloween mischief. But the yard was empty. Shrugging it off, he went back to scrubbing, trying to ignore the stinging sensation that crept up his spine. The laugh returned, louder this time, sounding as if it was coming from inside the pool. Hank leaned over to peer into the depths, which had now faded to a slightly less repulsive shade of green, and suddenly a figure bobbed to the surface. Not a pool float, not a leaf, but a transparent floating head with a wicked smile. "Got something in your eye?" the head sneered, as its voice echoed as if from the pit of hell. Hank stumbled backward, tripping over his own bucket, and screamed a choice expletive that could probably sterilize the pool within a 3-mile radius. "You mother father!" The ghost head bobbed up and down, laughing maniacally. "Boy, you didn't think you were the first to try and clean me, did you?" "Nope, I just came to scrub," Hank said, trying to inch away, his voice betraying every bit of bravado he could muster. Just then, Mrs. Bramford's face appeared in the window, watching him with a sick, knowing grin. Was she Enjoying this? The head sank into the pool's depths, only to reappear a moment later with company. It wasn't alone. No, there was an entire chorus of green faces, fingered and tinged, each with a sneer on their lips, peeking out from just beneath the water like some terrible synchronized swimming team from hell. Green to clean! Ha! We're not going anywhere! They chanted in mocking unison. One of the heads floated up, inching closer to Hank. It was missing its nose and had teeth sharper, its gaze boring into Hank with unholy amusement. Try shocking us, Hanky! With a scream, Hank threw an entire tub of shock into the pool, not bothering with the measuring cup. As the chemicals hit the water, the pool started to fizz and hiss like it was carbonated with evil. The ghost hens laughed harder, twisting and flashing as if enjoying some sort of twisted spa day. Hank, one of them crooned, didn't you read the warning label? We feed on chlorine. He backed away, looking around desperately for an escape. Mrs. Branford, who he now suspected was some kind of demon herself, was in the kitchen window stirring a bowl of something that looked suspiciously like green slime and cackling. Hank's stomach dropped as he realized she'd left him here as a Halloween offering. Then the ghost heads decided they wanted to play. One yanked Hank's pole net, another at the leaf rake, and a third sloshed water out of the pool and onto his pants. Hank looked down to see his leg turning green, the algae spreading up his body like a creeping infection. Not the pants, man! He cried, stumbling back. These are my best work pants. The ghosts were relentless. One of them tried on his baseball cap, floating around the pool as if modeling for a runway. Another ghost slapped Hank on the back, sending him stumbling closer to the edge. Time for a swim, Hank, they chanted. Finally, he'd had enough. In a last desperate move, Hank pulled out his test kit, hurling vials of muriatic acid into the water, along with the entity of his algicide stash. It was the pool equivalent of calling in an exorcist. The pool bubbled, the heads screamed, and then with a pop and a hiss, they disappeared into the murky depths, leaving the pool eerily silent. Panting, Hank looked around. Victorious, the pool was now clear. Almost too clear, he realized with horror. That Mrs. Bramfield was nowhere to be found. He peered closer to the pool's reflection and saw her face staring back at him from beneath the water, grinning. The phone on his belt rang. Snapping him out of his shock, he answered, trembling. Green to clean complete, Hanky boy? Mrs. Branford's voice whispered into his ear. He spun around, but there was no one there. Next Halloween, she said with a chuckle, I'll be waiting. And that was the last green to clean Hank ever took. He left the site covered in algae, heart pounding, maybe give up pool work altogether. Because in this business, some stains just never come clean.
So, let's see.
What was your horror story for Monday?
My horror story for Monday was... I have a couple of stories. Well, okay. So, I am on a brand new route. So, I don't get to see any more of those customers that I was had to deal with for the last 2 years. It's so funny because I was so looking forward to not have to deal with my favorite property manager anymore. And I say favorite.
I got you.
With a lot of different emotions behind that, because it was fun for content. And so once I realized that, it stopped stressing me out. Also, once I was able to tell him not to text me anymore, that also helped with the stress. But fun fact, he got a better job. And so right when I was about to not have to deal with him anymore, I guess he doesn't have to deal with me anymore either.
Nice. What's his job?
I have no idea. I don't even care. More power to you, bro. I hope it works out for you.
I have a nightmare caretaker that I cannot stand, by the way.
He was such a nightmare to deal with. Thank God. Not only do I not have to deal with him, but I also don't have to deal with those pools anymore. Which actually, the one they tipped me last year, and the lady was nice, but whatever. They're gonna forget about me in 6 months, so it's not like I'm gonna miss them or anything like that. So no more asshole property manager that likes to mess up pumps.
Not
and then
yet.
not fill
You never
pools.
know. You might get another one.
Oh, well, the area that I'm in, you're very familiar with. So I definitely have not gotten away from any property manager situation for sure. That specific guy, yes. That position, that title, no. I got other ones. But you know what I look at it as? He was one of the bosses. You know, if it was a video game, I beat him. I defeated the boss. I defeated one of the boss levels of property manager, and now I get to move on to the more difficult levels on the island.
There you go.
The richest fucking square footage of whatever, the most money per square foot in the country, I think is.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Anyway, so brand new route, all new pools, walking up to some total, like, just, you know, not shit shows, but just one of them had algae today. And I'm like, all right, well, who's been here? So yeah, totally new everything for me today. It's a bit of a stressful situation.
It's actually nice because it kind of breaks up the monotony.
Yes, that is what is saving me from being stressed out about how late I got done today, because I didn't get back to the shop until 6. I didn't get done till 6. So yeah, the last one had algae and I was a little irritated, but it wasn't so bad. And now and they're twice a week pools.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be like a, 2 days a week kind of service for the, obviously these 2 days, and then not all of them, but whatever. It's cool. And then let's see what else. What'd you do?
Yawning.
I can't remember the other thing I was going to talk about. So
shit. If you think about it, just spurt it out there.
Well, I think I'm going to have to. Let's see. Friday, no more guy. No more helper either. My little skimper, he's off on his own. He was fun.
I hated training people. It was awful.
I meant to say this in last week's episode and I got distracted and cut myself off and forgot what I was going to say. But like, if I have to start rating trainees, like if I had to rate them, he would get a very good rating. Shout out to Andy if you're listening, because I told him about the show. So shout out. Is shout out? It's shout out. I keep saying shout out. I don't know why.
It's shout.
Shout out. I know that's not good. Shout out to my friend, my guy Andy. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's the updates on my end. And that's my dryer going. I was going to say something and the dryer distracted me, so now I'm not going to say anything because I forgot what it was. So you want to get into the fun stuff? You got a article.
Okay, I do have an article, but I'm not pulling it up because I'm not gonna. But what it is I was actually scrolling on Facebook, and there was a video, like a reel or whatever, and it was in China. See if I don't know where it was, but it was all of these people at a water park in China, and they were all in floats in like a wave pool kind of a deal. And my first thought was somebody drowns, you're never going to find them. It was so overcrowded. It seriously looked like like somebody commented it looked like a bowl of Cheerios or Fruit Loops. It was unbelievable. Like maybe Google like water park in China Fruit Loops or some shit. I don't know.
I'm not Googling that. Are you kidding me? In China?
Now that was in 2022. So it was 2 years ago. And since everybody started, they did that fact check, the Snopes.
Yeah.
and it was a true video. So it was really true. And there were so many people in there. I was trying to see if there was any drownings because there had to have been drownings in there.
I think I found it. Scores of tubing tourists squeezed into this popular wave pool in China.
Yes, it's freaking
It does
insane.
look like a bowl of cereal. That's crazy.
It does.
There's no article. It's just the headline and the picture.
Yeah, there was
I think it's a video.
Yeah, there was a video because somebody took the video and then posted it, and people were commenting like how non-relaxing it was, and somebody commented about if you fall in, you're never going to you're going to drown. Like seriously, it was insane. But they said that since that video posted, they have been limiting the number of people that can go. Like why isn't there regulations?
That's good. That's probably why the employee posted it, because I mean,
I don't know if it was the employee that posted it or what I'm reading right here from usatoday.com. All I did was I searched water park China, and it was one of the first stories that came up. And that's the headline. I think I already said it. Scores of tubing tourists squeezed into this popular wave pool in China. And then the little sentence underneath says, a water park employee in China told local news outlets that crowded wave pools are normal during weekends and holidays. There's a lot of crowded
spam on this. But yeah, if you just Google that picture, like, wow, that's a crazy looking picture.
Yep. That was insane.
But to your point, that is definitely a drowning hazard, because that looks like people are just getting squished.
It does, yeah. And if you keep watching it, there was one where somebody kind of like fell out a little bit, but somebody was helping him in. It was ridiculous. And then imagine
that looks like
piss in there.
Ooh, ew, gross. No, that definitely looks like a mosh pit, but in a pool with tubes.
It's ridiculous.
That's giving very much mosh pit.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even believe that. Like, why is there no regulations like that? Like, like when you get to capacity in the United States, they stop, right? But
for the most part, they're supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy picture. It definitely looks like a bowl of Fruit Loops for sure. Yeah. Fruit Loops or Fruity Cheerios?
Well, I was thinking Cheerios because there are a lot of yellow ones in there. It reminds me of the little bee buzzing around.
Well, yeah, I would say Fruity Cheerios.
I don't think there's such a thing, but whatever.
Fruity Cheerios?
There's such a thing?
There is. Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah, I can eat that shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
that's what I got.
I just closed one of the things that I was trying to. Oh, all right. So last week I read you the synopsis of a book.
Oh yes, The Mermaid.
The ripped, bloody, like beast of a mermaid.
Yes.
So I just found this movie.
Did you buy the book?
No, not yet. I will though. I haven't yet. I just found this description of a movie, and I'm trying to look and see if I can find a quick synopsis of it, because
this is Pool Boys? Is that the name of the movie?
No, the name of the movie is The Swimming Pool.
Oh,
let me see if
scary.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Let me see if I can spell synopsis. Okay. The Swimming Pool. It is a French movie. It is called La Piscine. That's probably
cool. It means pool.
Awful. That's probably an awful French pronunciation. I'm sorry to the French people. I
know the Italian word for that.
Well, and also that is very similar to the Spanish word, and which is, I think I said it in Spanish. I said the French word in Spanish, which you can do that.
Also in English.
I said it in Spanglish. So I just Googled the synopsis. When a journalist's boyfriend allows her former lover, When a journalist's boyfriend allows her former lover to drown, the couple must answer questions from an inspector.
Oh.
That wasn't as seductive or mysterious as I wanted it to be.
The scary inspector.
Well, I didn't want to read.
I
didn't want to read the entire article. I know. It was very dramatic looking, and it looks like a pretty decent movie to watch if you speak French. Sorry, I was, that's all I got for that one.
Funny.
And then I just wanted to switch real quick. So I wanted to give a shout out, right?
Yes.
I'm learning.
Shout out
to my friends over at Skimmer. Do you know the Skimmer app, right?
I do, yeah.
So they have raised $74 million to revolutionize pool service management. Let me try that again. Skimmer raises $74 million to revolutionize pool service management. There we go. Which is pretty crazy. I don't know. It's a whole ass article again, which I'm trying not to just sit here and read articles because nobody wants to sit and listen to me read, and I don't feel like reading. But awesome job on Skimmer. They have been making my life easier, but I think they do a lot for the industry, and
they do. And I would love to use their app, but for a single polar like myself, it's kind of not, I think,
cost effective.
Yeah, exactly. If they just did the pricing differently for a single polar, it's just me. So I know how to do my routes. I don't need help with that. I don't have any employees, If they could come up with a single polar version, that would be awesome.
Well, so it's not that expensive for as far as I know. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I actually haven't looked at their pricing in forever. But I don't know. Ask them. Send them an email. Do a single polar pricing option.
Yeah, they should.
I used it for a little while. I think that when they first came out, it was a very affordable option for the amount of customers that I needed it for. I remember that I didn't need it. I think it was you had to have 35 customers and I only had 10. But I still used it.
I don't know. I should look into it.
You should.
I don't really use any of that. So, because they do billing and stuff for you too, right? That's what it is. They do billing.
They work through QuickBooks.
Oh, they do? They go through
QuickBooks. You can sync with QuickBooks, and you can do billing through them.
Okay.
Yeah. You should I'll help you out with it.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, you can definitely do QuickBooks through them, or maybe it's their own billing. I don't know. I shouldn't speak. I don't actually deal with any of that. I remember being able to link QuickBooks though. But that was a while ago when I used it on my own.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I don't know. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Sorry. Short and sweet.
Short and, sweet. A little
short and horrifying.
A little horrifyingly unresearched and unprepared. But you know what? I think we make it work.
Yes, I think so too.
So, all right. Well, let me go put my fucking tabs outside because these shits are making me sneeze sitting in the skimmer basket behind me.
Oh my god! I was flinging trichlor all day today. I fucking burned my throat. I sneezed a few times, and then I'm like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna dump it in." So I would just dump some in the skimmer at some point because you can do that. I don't do it all the time. So, and the pool.
Well, if you leave the pool on, it's okay.
Yeah. It was early this morning, so. Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, thanks to everybody for listening. It's been a short, quick episode, but stay tuned for other ones. And thanks for staying with us. Listen, email us. And that's it. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.